There you go. What's going on? Just give it a couple of minutes, see if anyone wants to jump in. But pretty much just for these next, what are we? 41 days. I think we're day 4. Day 3 or day 4? Today Thursday. We're day 4. You can tell my voice. Me going to the gym, working out twice a day. I'm dying. But so alright. So a bit of a sus. Have a look what the market's doing. So always starting with biddy. Always starting on the daily. Let's have a look. That level of resistance broke. Came back. We're looking good. I reckon 2 more days of upside here. That's what I'm looking for anyway, at least until probably this level. So looking to at least 2 more days of upside. It might just pop straight through. But we just need to create that new market structure. So we're looking for that break of this, come back, retest, new high. Pretty much it for biddy. Just we've started. We just need to continue that new market structure. So we get the one pullback either here, it's like this level, and we retest, and then we go up, or we break straight through, come back and retest this level, which is going to be pretty. It's going to be pretty rough resistance, I think. You can see here if we go on the 4 hours, probably going to be just as rough. So I've been doing this. Been looking at some charts. Hey, what's up, dude? back to day one. I did my 10 charts yesterday. I'll show you my 10 charts when these went off. I think this was yesterday. Yeah, let me look. So all the charts that we did from the day before. I actually did my charts at 3 a.m. my time. So it was super early alerts. So these are the alerts that went off. What are we? Rip on wing. We made a little bit of money on that. It was just more of a muck around on Binance while I was waiting to withdraw some cash. But these are the ones that went off, right? So we had Matic went off, Dot went off, 1 inch, Crow. All these alerts went off, and these are the alerts that we were waiting for. Gala also. So these are the alerts that we set while we're doing these YouTube lives on the daily. So let's have a look at these. And then I posted these things up. Oh, we're back on the... where are we? Oh man, I'm so tired. Posted these up in my Discord as the trades came on. So I think I posted them pretty early as well. I probably posted them like 3 a.m. whenever I took these trades. Let me find it. I did have a pick. Where's Discord? Trying to find everything. Oh, here it is. Posted up in my Discord under the technical analysis charts. 4:30 in the morning. I knew it was pretty early. But these, when the alerts went off, they woke me up. That's why I had a nap yesterday and did some other stuff. But these were all we're looking for. And this is what we charted up while we were doing this. And these are the entries at the time of taking. And we found a SHIB entry too, which makes me sick. But hey, I also like money. So what we're trying to do at the moment is I've got an OKX account that I'm going to start doing some series on. But pretty much what it's going to be is that we were watching this. We had the alert set here when we got to, I reckon it was probably this level. And we're waiting for it to come back and retest this level of support because we had structure over to the left. That alert went off at, what's this? Crow. At 4 o'clock in the morning. I got up, recharted, got in, and currently looking pretty good. We're just double topping here. We really needed this to come up, but if it comes, I'll be looking for taking profits here. So a nice little forward one risk reward would be handy. 1 inch was one of the things that we had. We had that on the daily. So we had 1 inch was what we were looking for. We had the break of this, and then we were waiting for a retest. So we had the alert set back on here. So that would have came off at... it must be like 11 o'clock at night while I was sleeping still. But we got, it was still the 8 hour candle. Oh, sorry, it was still a 4 hour candle 8 hours later, or whenever it was that I got up. So even though it did come down here, we got the alert come off. We had plenty of time to get that entry in. So we wanted to enter over here because what we were looking for when we must have been charting was coming up, hitting this top of this box. We were looking for a come down, and we wanted to buy off this level of support and trade the next complete leg up just before we get to levels and resistance here. So also this trade going well. Got some good entries. Dot, we got the alert, but there was no trade yet. So this is what we were looking at for Dot. We were watching this in the daily. We wanted a break, and we want to trade between these two zones here. But we haven't got there yet, so there is no trade. I do have the other trades open. When we do get a break, if we get a break, here for Dot, I'll be looking to buy the same way as we've been looking at those other things. I normally wait for the break and then the retest. If we don't get a retest and it just goes, then yeah, it is what it is. Missed it. Not that keen. All right, so this is the Matic trade. I didn't take this, but this is what the setup was going to be. So we had this as the alert setup. Hey, Feb's up. So we had the alert set up here, waiting for the break. We wanted to buy the retest. So if you bought the retest, you're still in profit at the moment. That's what we're looking for. But this one went off at 1 in the morning, and by the time I got it, we would have been closing. We would have been in this candle here. So I'd already sort of missed where I wanted to get in, and it came back and broke back down through that level of support. So I wasn't that keen on getting back in down here. What was I really gonna? Yeah, I could have, but would have had to then adjust the stop loss. But I didn't really have anywhere else. Like it was there's pretty much clean air. So the reason why we wanted to have this as the entry is that we're putting the stop loss just below that level of support. So we're looking for that to hold, like the same way that like Crow's held. Oh man, this does it every time. So it's come back, retested, held that support, and we're putting the stop loss below the wicks here, and below that level of support as well, so we don't get closed that. Because remember when we were talking about supply and demand, support and resistance. Support's areas where there's buyers, right? So if the candle pushes through, the buyers are all gone. We're looking to buy here because historically we've seen that there's buyers, and this is where we want to trade up to the next level. And what else do we have? We got SHIB on there as well. It's gross, but it's actually doing all right. Although, yeah, looks a bit average. We got the good entry, right? And that's all I really wanted was this level of support. Here, it was resistance, came back, made that higher low, broke through, and it did peak out big, huge wicks to the upside. So all I was looking for was an entry if we can get one off of this, and we ended up getting one. Like it just snuck in, and all it was just level the support to the left. If you look left, you can see here, massive levels of support and resistance. If you go all the way back till October last year, it was that ascending triangle that we've traded at some point back in the past and traded up to that next level. I don't like SHIB, but I will trade it for profit. I like USDT. So I'm still happy with this. Like there's nothing, it hasn't quite made that, the market structure is a bit off. But as long as we don't lose this level of support, I'll be happy for this trade to keep going and hopefully play out. SLP, eh? Return to is it ISCO? Am I saying it right? Here it is here. Interest in SLP. Sorry, Ricard. History is so old. Yeah, like that's the only thing I look at, right? Is levels. Is history levels. So if you look here, you can see this whole level here. We didn't quite get there, but it pretty much pulled back, right? So it's broken resistance, come back, pulled. I sold a bunch of my teams a while ago, which is probably good because the scholars that I got now are the ones with a high MR, and I'm giving everyone just more energy as well because it's going to be tough to earn SLP. I still don't think this pump, I don't know where it's come from. I was talking to someone earlier today, and I really don't understand where this pump's come from. Like all the news about season 20, we knew this was happening. It was like all that news was built into the price down here. Everyone knew that we were losing, like it was already built in. So why, when season 20 drops, do we get the push? And I honestly do, think that this is some people exiting. This is the exit liquidity. They couldn't get out down here. They missed the spots to get out when we're around that 7 to 8, 10 cent mark. So they're probably going to pump this and try and look to exit their bags. And the thing is that with SLP now, the floor price are axes because the SLP portion is, what is it? It's like nearly 3/4. They came across to the pega model, where the majority of it is in the token that gets burnt. So you're burning more of the token because they had it was like half of it was AXS for so long and half of it was SLP. Then when SLP kept dying, it became the ratio of AXS to SLP per breed sort of got right out of whack. So pushing SLP also pushes the floor prices, right? So a lot of people, if they've got a bunch of axes that aren't very liquid and they don't want to sell them at 0.01 ETH, which is gross. It's like $30 or whatever it is. And no one's buying mass teams anymore. People aren't breeding because it's so hard to run as a scholarship because let's have a look. Let's try and figure it out. Bring a calculator up. This is not even charts. This is just me talking shit. All right. So let's say average scholar previously was making about 150 SLP a day. All right, that's with pre-season 20. They got 3 axes. They're probably on about 1,300, 1,400 MMR. They're not great. They're not bad. They're making about 150. And that's a pretty decent scholar is making 150. A pretty decent player with a reasonable team. Let's take away the 75 that they're no longer getting for adventure and for daily. So we're at 75 a day per sync. They're bringing in, so every manager's only going to sink 1,050. Now, so many managers are still at least at 50%, if not 60. So each manager is only getting back, right, about 525 SLP to their bank, and they have to manage a scholar. This is if they've only got 3 axes. Manage a scholar, making sure that they're doing it right. They have to do the payouts, have to send codes, all that kind of stuff, right? For 525 SLP. And what is that at the moment? 3 cents? Oh, yeah, 0.03. It's like $15 a fortnight. So what, $30 a month? $32 a month? $31.50 a month. So if we're $31.50 a month, a team at the moment is probably still setting you back. If anything, it's going to be going, a 1,500 MMR team is probably, unless you got some really good scholars, is probably going to set you back, say 600 or 700. So let's say 700. And we're going to divide that by, what was it, 31.50? I can't remember. Let's say $32. It's a long time to get your money back. There is going to be a bunch of AXS, but it's going to be spread pretty thin. And all it's going to do is push the price of AXS down because there's going to be 3,000 people now or 300,000 people now that are going to be dumping AXS on the market. And that's going to be inflationary the same way that SLP was. So I'm not convinced. that they've fixed anything. This all seems like bullshit. I should have longed it. I was up as well. I was up right here. I was awake. It's like 3 o'clock in the morning my time. The notification, or I can't remember what time it was. I've been up at 3 o'clock in the morning way too much lately. But I saw the thing from Axie and it was like, cool, season 20 live. We're good. Or something else. No, it was let me find it. Axie. It was the confirmation that it was definitely going ahead, taking away the. It was. Yeah, there was this thing here. Let me just take another screen cap. Gee, I was the worst person at PR in the world. This popped up and it was super early in the morning, and it was literally like about a 15-minute candle after this. No one really got onto it, where it said that season 20 will close and then they're going to take away inside. Was it this one? It wasn't that one either. It's not that. There was something where Oh, maybe it is. Well, they said that they were definitely implementing the taking away, and then they have hired a new economy and game manager. Like fuck me, you guys are making like turning over $30 million a day from like June, and you wait to get a economic manager or someone in a position to help with the economy. Look how much volume there is, though, right? Look how much more volume here there is. So like it's getting pushed, but it's also on perps. Perpetual contracts. It could be traders, could be anyone. But if you held and were still holding here, looking for an exit with a couple of hundred, maybe 1,000 scholarships that you wanted to get sort of like 2 or 3 times the money for, this is a pretty good way of going about it. Sorry guys, let me look at those comments. Breeding has been profitable in the bear market up until now. Yeah, I haven't looked at breeding. I think it is still profitable with like printers, but like I started breeding some out, and I bought some teams to breed, and I bred, and I got like 5 mutations out of like 10 eggs. That just made me lose money, and I was like, "Fuck this! I hate Axie. I'm done with it." Saying that, I am still playing. I think it's still here. I made a team for season 20. I've never actually done well in a season, so I bought a team. I'm gonna give it a bit of a crack. But yeah. It looks like exit. This looks like exit. Nothing's actually changed. There's billions of SLP in the mint burn. Where are we? Axie. Can I just bring this across now? Give me one second. I'll just duplicate this tab. We had the problem of all this red floating around SLP. None of that's gone away. Look at breeding. Everyone stopped breeding. Everyone quit. And now look how much is being minted. Like, so much is getting minted and dumped on the market. Like, look at the mint burn ratio. It's still disgusting. And they've got billions of SLP that they have to do something with. And, oh man, I'm not going to get into it, but it shits me when you see, like, Jiho's saying, like turning around saying, hey, we need all this SLP for land and expansion and things like that, and we're gonna need all this SLP and stuff like that. And then they go and just strip the supply side. Like there's not even a fucking daily quest anymore. They got weekly quests coming soon. Man, my Axie round would be fucking amazing if I kept going. Like, just how shit they've managed this whole project. Had the goose that laid the golden fucking egg, and they fucked it up. I still made plenty of money from Axie, so I'm not whinging too much. I'm more angry at myself for not getting out when we saw the lower high. Any of the breeding cards for Pega? I might. I don't know. Isn't that still like... It's still too high. Not what you guys want to hear. It's still too high. But, let me duplicate this one across. Let me look at Viz. Oh, TA sucks, right? I fucking drew that. That price discussion channel was doing my head in. Like, look how good that trend line is. Look how many times we get wicks. Still waiting for the move, and there's no volume. Volume's actually dying off, so that's a problem. If we get dying volume, we're going to break this trend, and then we start heading down back to that 14. I bought some back at 14. I think I sold about 18. Still good. Still some good profits, but look, we're just holding this trend line. There's nothing I can say until we either break and start closing probably above 22 again, and we start heading up, or we break below and we come back to 14 and start creating that new market structure where we're going to make... Where this is confirmed as a lower high once we get a lower low below that 14. So if we start trading 12, I'm looking for exiting pegas back on that next lower high and reassessing from there. But the crazy thing is, right, there's like, it's like an 18-day, like 100% ROI. So like you don't mind so much if they dip, if the price of Viz dips so much because the ROI is so quick. Maybe Pega, the team should take some notes out of Gehoz's book and just nerf the supply side of Viz. It'll probably just push the shit out of this. We'll end up having like a $1 Viz or something, or evidently the project. Either way. So yeah, I don't know. They're pretty expensive, right? Like what is it? 20? How many thousand was it? It's like 7,000, which makes it not too bad. Still like, how much were the things? Was it? I need to look at it in Australian. Nah, I should look at it in times 0.19. So $1,200, and I guess the next one a bit more. And then what? 20? Was it 26,000 times like 5K for the legendary? Still pretty expensive, right? I know everyone's got lots of money at the moment because this is going crazy. I don't know. I'd have to like I've got the founding Pega or the legendary ones to use it with as well. Like it'd be pretty cool to do that, and then prestige it as well. But it'd be something that I want to be holding on to for a while, and I'm wondering if they have resale if they'd try and do it as a resale on the like the secondary market. So like I guess the same way that they're going to do it with the tokens for founding sale tokens. I wonder if they're going to hold their price in Viz or if they'll hold their price and they'll be listed in USD. I'm guessing it's going to be like a USD thing. So they might actually hold value. So buying it with Viz might be a good way to then flip that if you want to take some profits. Because you hopefully will then be able to sell it in USDT. So I might just buy some just to be able to take profits in Viz, rather than burning it to add more Pega and selling the Pega. PGX. And then we'll get back in actually charting. It always ends up me talking about play to earn. I'm supposed to be doing my 10 charts today. PGX looks good. Right? It's such a gross, such a terrible. Get rid of this. Clean this up. So it's you kind of got that sort of descending triangle, but we're holding this level here, and I drew this level ages ago. When Corey was asking about it, I drew it here before we even closed with this candle. This is the area to hold. If we don't hold this, it's back down to 40 cents real quick. But it looks like we're kind of breaking, or we're going to get close to breaking. It's not a clean trend line, but you can see it's a triangle, right? So we're getting those lower highs, but then saying that, but also keeping that same low. So as long as we don't lose this level here at 75, I'm just waiting for the next leg up. Always stacking PGX and super bullish for the long term. Yeah, Prestige crowned Pega with the card. Like, it'd be worth a lot, but who the fuck's gonna pay for it? Like, if you added like a crown, they're probably worth like, I'm gonna say a crown to Pega would add an extra if the tokens are going for $5,000, like I hear they are going for, and you only got a 40% chance, you can at least double that on top. So let's say it's probably going to add 50 to 55k on top of the worth of the Pega. Then the Valentine's event, another 5, and then prestiging it costs a shit ton. Like, you might end up with an NFT that is technically worth like $100,000, but fuck, that's a lot of money to tie up into a horse with some wings on the internet, and I don't know who's gonna pay for it. Like, in saying it, like, you see these Mystic Axes getting sold and things like that, but I don't know anyone that's got that kind of money to spend on a horse. You guys might run in different circles than me, but this all seems a little bit crazy. All right, let's have a look. All right, let's go to chart, see if we can find anything. We've got to be getting close to. Need to do, just to give me a couple more charts of these. Where are we up to? Is there anything anyone wants me to look at? I think we got to like the L's the other day. Okay. The dailies. What is this trash? LON USD. Anyone know what this is? It looks garbage, but we are starting to see some extra volume kick up. The same thing as we saw before with the other thing. Hasn't done anything yet, but a bit of extra volume. Are we creating slightly new market structure on the 4 hour? This could be worth looking at. Okay. So what I'm looking for here is just these two levels. So I might as well draw the box. Oops. We've got the top and the bottom. So what I'm really looking for is this to break this level to get new market structure. So how I would like this trade to play out. You can see here we had a big breakdown from this level. We got back up and it's back in, and it's back past that level of resistance now. And we've got a push or a trace. If we pop some fibs on that, I'm gonna say that that's probably hit the 50. Oh, look at that. Spot on. We've now double topped. So if it breaks this level here, it's really fucked how much I look at charts if I can just eyeball that and be like, yeah, that looks about the 50 fib. Fucking hell. I need to go outside. I'm waiting for the break. So I want the break. I'll get the alert for the break, and we're trying to buy that retest, and then trade it up. Because if we look at here, it's just had so much downside, and we could probably hold this for a little while. Because the next level, really, that we'd be looking for is kind of here. There's going to be so much upside in this if we can get a good entry low. I don't know what this thing is, but we're gonna be finishing a long downtrend. So the break of, I really like this. The break of, obviously hasn't happened yet. Break of this, and then break that long downtrend. Also come back, retest that, and that's where we want to buy. So this is our buy zone. It's the break, and that's where we want to buy. And then there is so much upside to there. Like 70% no leverage. Alright, so that's what I'm looking for. Looking for opportunities like this. Set the alerts like we have, and then jump in the trades when they come to us. I'm not looking to try and make trades every day. Just try and probably only take 10 or 12 trades. Just aiming for 15% per month on a on the trading account. So I've loaded up a new account. I'm not logged in at the moment. I should have done that before I jumped in, but when I start making some videos, I'll make sure I log in. Maybe I'll look at the history of that. I just loaded a fresh account, so a fresh $1,000. And yeah, see how it all goes. I think we're up about 10% so far. So we're aiming for 15% a month, and then compounding that out over 4 years, I think it is. So it would be a nice little just side project for YouTube rather than just looking at play to earn games. And I'm most likely going to be doing some sort of technical analysis, course training, coaching thing in my Discord, and then NFT at some point soon too. So keep an eye out for that if you want to learn how to do these kind of things. I just don't know if I have the. I don't know if I can be bothered actually getting it all set up. It's a problem. Like, I'm just a bit lazy. All right. Let's have a look. Okay, so we got this, multiple touches. We did close below, but it came back real quick. Touches. We're now back above it and creating a new trend. This is the new daily trend. We've popped across. And what are we looking at for targets? Would be here. You can see we got structure, the big wick. But more importantly, it's an equilibrium zone. So it's been support, broke through, now it's resistance. So where we want to be looking, it actually looks pretty good. If we can get a pullback, we got that golden cross here as well. If we can get a pullback to here, I'm happy to enter. And that's where I want, maybe even there. If we can get a pullback to that area. Like I haven't really missed it at the moment, but actually it doesn't look too bad, does it? That's RSI. I don't like buying things that high on the RSI. Starting to cross, but looks like we're bouncing off it. What does the 4 hour look like? Oh, we've crossed above. I think I might have to enter this trade. Have we got any room left in the 4 hour? We got a bit of room left in the 4 hour. We haven't quite peaked out yet. The only thing is, I don't want to miss this next leg up, and I don't know if we're going to come back and retest these zones. We might come back up and we might get a retest. Where's that level? Which is pretty much where it hit. Don't know. It's all about the risk reward. All right, so it doesn't matter how much percentage this is. It just needs to be, what's my risk reward? So if we're taking it from here, this is where we're trading to. And our stop loss, probably going to be below. Like it doesn't have to be too far below these levels of support. But you could probably keep it. I'm a bit torn here. So the risk reward's much better if we can get an entry back here. And you're getting like 6 to 1. However, we might not get to come back down to here. So do I really, 1.93 is probably not enough. This is where I would much rather like to trade. I'm getting 3.43. So I'm going to leave this. I want to be putting my stop loss back below both these moving averages and below this level of structure here. And I'm not getting the risk reward. So if we try and take the trade now, 1.99 is not in my risk appetite. I want to push this trade, but it doesn't fit my trade plan. And it's all about just making lots of good decisions over a long period of time with good risk reward. 3.43 looks better if we don't get the trade, and if it goes to here, doesn't matter. Alright, let's have a look. So we wait, leave those on here. I'll probably do a couple more charts and then I got to head off. I was only going to be here for a little bit. Anyone got any things to look at? Ooh. This is where I like to buy things. Alright, so let's look at this daily. First thing we do, probably going to put that there as a level. So we got, I don't like this being red. I like the yellow one. There we go. So daily still hasn't closed above it. And we've got this. So what do we look for here? Do we get the, if it does get the pop and the close, and then we were looking to buy the retest. Otherwise here we could also look for an entry before it comes out and then pops. So where I'm looking, next thing we need to do is be drawing in. I'm going to go for this level here because we got multiple touches. So it's been support with previous, been resistance, been resistance. So this is the kind of area that I'm looking to trade in. So we can't do much at the moment because it's kind of creating that lower high, and I'm thinking more coming along into this zone. Oops. So I'm just going to pop this in here. I need to figure out how to do better. Need to do better. So we want to add an alert on that trend. I know you can do different ways, but what I want to watch for this is if it does come down, we're going to get an alert when it hits that line before it comes back to trend. And hopefully that gives us enough time to be able to get an entry off that trend. Otherwise, it doesn't look like it's going to push yet. I reckon we got one more go at the bottom of this triangle, and then we come up. So I don't like this one anymore. I do like that. That's where I'm looking. So I'm looking to buy somewhere off this trend. And if we're going long, probably going to stagger. So the good thing is if it comes, let's say we hit, you can see this level here, right? This chart's about to get super messy. We've got this area here with all these wicks. So ideally, we come back to here. Oof. Ideally, we come to here, get the alert, and that's where we want to buy from. And we're gonna try and hold this all the way to the top to get a really good risk reward. So you only need to get 1 or 2 of these every single month, where you get those crazy good risk rewards. So what I'm looking for is that, but we're trading into the next level, and we can keep that stop loss super tight. We might even look at taking profits around here because we got that structure. But also most likely trying to hold it the whole way. So we see if we can get that extra 13% as well. Just watching what happens at those levels, because on the daily, that resistance isn't too there. So what I would like to see here, and then we can keep this, we can keep the stop loss so tight, all right? So we can keep this here. It just has to be below this level of support. So if we're wrong, sweep we're wrong, because if we're wrong, it's just going to go back down to 76 cents pretty quick. So if we're wrong, we're wrong. If we're right, we get to break, and we get to try and trade this thing up. I do like trying to find these spots. You know, none of this has happened yet, but this is what I'm looking for. So I'm going to put that one on the red list. I'm going to keep an eye on it. What was the other thing we had? LPT, LON. Okay, cool. LON is what we want to. All right. Anyone want to look at any other charts? I've already gone for like 35 minutes and I was supposed to do some other shit. I'm going to go for a swim. Hey, thanks, Andre. Yeah, this is where I came from into before I got into play to earn. Was just sitting there grinding out 15% on my account every month, which compounds pretty quick. You get to add some zeros pretty quick, but it is a grind. But this is where my whole background comes from, was trading, and it makes it a little bit fun. So I'm going to try and get back into it. I'm going to let up that account and then just try and run just a side YouTube $1,000 account and just try and run it up over the next sort of 6 months and see how high we can get using correct risk management. And I'm going to use that to try and flog a technical analysis course and trading coaching and things like that. But see how it goes. Ron. All right, let's have a look at Ron. Ron looks like shit. We've only got an FTX perps, don't we? Or can we get Ron on here now? I hope it's on here. Ronan? What is this? Ronan AXS. Ron perp FTX. Why don't I have it? Why have I got it on there but not? I've got it on like the actual FTX website. I don't know why I didn't try and put it on TradingView. I'm a fucking idiot. Alright. Looks like shit. Although, looks better than it did. So you would think with all this, like, that's the other thing, right? With SLP pumping, look how perfect that resistance is, right? Compared to support. You'd think with SLP having this massive run, that AXS and Ron will be doing well, but they're not. It just looks weak. Like, there's just nothing to it. I don't think anyone's interested. Until it gets to here, not that keen. Not that keen on it all. And honestly, from here, what I'm seeing is like a lower high and then breaking the trend and then just on its way back down to $2 again, and then we'll see what happens from here. Otherwise, it is that break, come back, retest. And levels probably, like, there's not much. There's just not much. Not much data. But probably there, maybe there. Can we get a better look on the daily? Yeah, data looks better there. Line chart, probably there. Like, the good thing is, if it breaks this, there's this whole there's like 30% upside in between, and there's nothing there. Like, we just don't have any structure yet. But it pretty much just fell straight through. It just fell, had a consolidation, then fell. But at the moment, just there, nothing. Looks weak. There's no volume. I'm really surprised that it only got released on FTX and did not get released on Binance, considering that Binance supports like Ronin as like a chain. Or is it on Binance? No, I just haven't looked. I don't know. I fucking gave up on Axie, man. Except for this season. I'm gonna play some more later. I've got so many fucking Axies in that account. I got no idea what I'm doing, but that team seems to go alright. I think I'm at like 1300. Played a little bit this morning. Just chilling out in bed. Anything else? Otherwise, I think that's going to do me for the day. I go for a swim. Get these sore muscles going. I need to drink about 1.5 liters of water still, because I bailed from the gym this morning. I haven't back. So I need to get a bunch of shit done. It's already after midday. All right. This will do me. Thanks for hanging out, guys. Really do appreciate it. It's helping me with my doing the lives helps me with my watch hours, because everyone hangs out. So maybe I might start doing some more gaming streaming on here. Maybe I'll load some. Maybe I'll just buy all the teams for season 20, and then see if I can make it past 2K MMR without counting cards. All right, cool. All right, guys.